Alexander Hirsch, known to us as Alex, was brought on once we realized how beautiful Scott's book was. It has profited so much from the loose and imaginative mind and brush of Alex Hirsch. She's a Portland artist. I'll say a few words about her and let her talk about the images that she created for this book. She was raised in Chicago, Bachelor of Arts with honors and Bachelor of Fine Arts magna cum laude from the University of Michigan, and then a Master of Fine Arts from Washington University in St. Louis. She specializes in making painterly architectural art glass and watercolors on paper. Her work is in national and international collections, including in the U.S. Embassy in Bulgaria, in a couple of hospitals around here in Oregon, in the USAID office in Uganda, kind of surprising places like that. You can find her online under her name, Alex Hirsch. Tell us about your process and your results, Alex.
Can I move this here? People that can see better, right? All right. This was a really this was a really sweet opportunity to be part of. I've kind of put together a collage way to speak to you about it. So we each experience everything uniquely, even though we think we're having the same experience as one another. A blessing and a curse, right? But the blessing in a way is like we're all having an experience, and until you talk to somebody else, you may not even know you're having a different experience than they are. So it may be a little odd, but I've taken the liberty to take some of Scott's texts and string things together that spoke to me to create maybe a sense of what the big impact that the book has for me. Because when I make work, the first place I come from is feeling. The second place is the littlest glimpse of a visual. A lot of times it comes while I'm driving. You can imagine how much you can draw that out with a ballpoint pen while driving. So a feeling, a really loose visual concept. So here are some things from Scott's book. The ocean, a soft background hum, morning mist, thick fog, the falcon lifted off in a few powerful flaps and soared gracefully up, gliding in tremendous arcs through this unexpected life. I am here and nature is here in me. I can think of everything out here. Traffic on the interstate moves briskly by. Land is dry brown, bare terrain, not a riverbed from the lush valley. Oregon, I'm reminded again, is a multitude. I make return trips aimed at a place I left, each time discovering that a steady accretion of incremental changes has resulted in a complete discontinuity. We use places up. You haven't seen a blue jay until you've seen a blue jay. It's funny in a place like this how the mind swings between hope and fear, anticipation and disappointment. So here I am at Lakeshore all alone, eating a banana, listening to the water. Life no longer all in front of me, but all around me. The quietness here is a kind of mental space. I want to stay in this as long as it will keep me. What once was a gathering place is now a freeway stop, but the wind here is significant and pleasant, and I don't suspect it will stop. The thing is not to represent. The thing is to touch with spirit. So the way the process worked was surprising, apparently, to some of you. So Scott worked on the work, came to David, they collaborated. The work was pretty much solidly composed. David and I have known each other for years. David and I've known his work and his passions. He came to me and said, what do you think about reading this text and giving it a try to make drawings for it? They don't need to illustrate it a la children's book. You know, person goes to the stove and you get the stove. But it's a whatever you want to do, it's a relationship to the text, a response. And I'm organized, but I don't have a very linear art brain, so I was like, okay, good, so I can like do what I see, I can do a counterpoint, I can do like a response. David's like, yeah, they don't all have to be the same approach, and they don't all have to look the same stylistically, which fits me too. So I was like, okay, good, I like that. So I took a chunk of the text and read it and felt it, and then went, okay, that makes me think of this image, or this text, I could do this image, this image. And I proceeded, and the parameters were, I knew it was going to be small, that was decided, and I love that, because as a kid, I loved little books, and I made them into college as gifts for people. So when David said, here's the size, I was just like, ooh. And then I knew it was going to be printed black and white, and so like it couldn't be too complex. David wanted it pretty minimalistic. Those were the parameters, and I just shook Scott's hand for the first time getting here, and we never talked. So it was kind of everybody did their own job, but to me it felt like such a natural combination of sensibilities, because so much of the book that I didn't read, that Scott just read, speaks to me. I mean, there's so many ideas in it, and the ones I was trying to speak to were like, what's essential or quintessential to this place? What's here despite loss? I liked doing the drawing of roadkill, if you realize it's roadkill, because that's real, you know, and the beauty that's here, you know, longing, loss, endurance, change. Those were kind of words I was working with, and then I would think about something like the clear cuts or an old tree. So that's how the imagery came about, and the sentiment with it, and happy to answer questions while we circulate. But it was really a sweet thing, and thank you for the opportunity, and hope you all enjoy.
Cool, thank you.